Hello, welcome to Walnut High School's virtual Back to School 2020. My name is Mr. Jameson. I am your son or daughter's English teacher or ERWC teacher. A little bit about me, because I find this to be kind of useful. I am a product of the Walnut High School's, actually the entire district's system. I went to Vehar. I went to Suzanne Middle School, and then, of course, graduated, as you see there, from Walnut High School in 1990. From there, went to the University of Arizona, got my degree in broadcast journalism in 1995, credentialed by Cal State Dominguez Hills in 2003, and a master's in secondary education in 2012 from Grand Canyon University. Actually, I think this profile matches up with a lot of teachers here. A lot of us came through this district and have decided to come back and think that it's the best place for us. But I think most relevant, perhaps for some of you as parents, is that I'm also a Walnut parent. I have a fifth grader over at CJ Morris Elementary and a seventh grader over at Suzanne Middle School. So I'm kind of seeing what you're seeing in the sense of how this distance learning thing is working out for our children. And I will admit some of the things I have seen have impacted my thinking and impacted the way I'm trying to schedule things and do some things here with this distance learning. Either speed up or slow down, because I'm seeing what my kids are going through at the elementary and middle school level and how they're reacting and how things are going on. That's them there. Graduation. Hopefully we can look like that, but it's going to be coming up awful soon, right? That's what, 8 months away, 9 months away? It's going to be here before you know it. And yeah, I know every single person involved is hoping we get back to something that looks like that. Although I will say that drive-through graduation was actually really cool in its own way. I know it's not traditional, and I know everybody wants what you see in that picture there, but I think class 2019 with their drive-through graduation got something uniquely special. I think it was actually shockingly cool, and for some of them, I think it was super special. But let's hope anyway we can get back to what you see there. The things we'll be using is Socrative, Common Lit. They have an assignment due by the time you see this. We'll be using and have been using Flipgrid. We'll be trying other things like Edpuzzle, Pear Deck we'll be using. And of course, it all revolves around the Google Classroom. Every single thing revolves around that, orbits around that. I am Google Classroom certified. I actually did that the spring of 2018. So I was a little better prepared. And hopefully that's given me a few tips and tricks that we're using to our advantage here for your child's advantage. ERWC stands for Expository Reading and Writing Course. It is designed to get them college ready, and it has been designed, written, and built in conjunction with the California State University system, the CSU system. It was their response to the fact that from too many schools, and I don't think we were necessarily one of them for the most part, that they found that they weren't really prepared for college level writing. So that's what ERWC is about, is making sure that they're ready for college level writing at the CSU level at minimum. So what that means in practical terms is a successful year. And there's, if they score like in the SAT certain scores or different, the AP tests or whatever kind of things, there's a number of different ways to avoid the quote unquote remedial, and they don't call them that courses. But in this class, what that means is a C or better means that they're good to go, that they are considered to be proficient, maybe not excellent, but at least proficient at what they expect at the college level. So that means a lot of writing, a lot of different chunks different pieces here, there, and then we all put it together at each unit. That means a lot of nonfiction reading and responding to nonfiction pieces, but we do have plenty of fiction still in there. We do still have a couple of novels that we will be doing as a more traditional style English class. Each unit does have a theme. Each unit has got its own little message, if you will. The first one, we're in the middle of one right now. We should be wrapping it up, actually, by the time you see this. That is more about metacognition, how you think what you think, how you know what you know, and portfolios. And it'll come back a few times over the course of the entire year. The first, what I consider the first unit, will be what they're doing after high school, and it will involve assisting them on writing college application essays and that sort of thing. As I said, it's heavily nonfiction, but we will have Brave New World, and we will have Hamlet. Okay. Actually, I might change Hamlet to Macbeth. I'm still going back and forth on that one, but there will be a Shakespeare piece, and it's likely to be Hamlet. And if we switch to Macbeth, everyone will know well in advance. But we will be doing Brave New World. Okay. So there's actually quite a lot of reading, quite a lot of short pieces of reading. And as I said, every unit has its own theme, and some of these themes are dealing with current events, such as racial inequality, sexism, or inequality there, all kinds of things that are not meant to be overtly political, but they can veer in that direction. And so I am telling you that we will attempt to be as humanly possible, as neutral and nonpartisan or bipartisan, depending on how you choose to view that, about these things, because I am not telling them what to believe. I want them to come to their own conclusions. I want them to think. I want them to ask questions. I'm not in the business of telling them what to do in regards to any of these kinds of things. I just want them to think and be able to build a rational argument, no matter what the topic or subject is. It's all about building strong, logical, rational arguments. And kind of wrapping up, that's the email you can reach me if you need to. Everybody in the district switch to that WVSD.org for simplicity's sake. For some of the readings for the Hamlet/Macbeth, whichever one we end up doing, and Brave New World, there are audiobooks. I don't feel, especially for seniors, that spending time in class virtually like this, reading out loud, is the most positive usage of their time. So they will be given readings, but a lot of those readings will be given to them to do on their own time. But I also know from my oldest daughter that sometimes those audiobooks can be extremely useful, because they may be reading, but it may not all be getting through, or they're just so used to having read-alongs that they need that extra stimuli in order to really get into that book, in order to have that book process. So audiobooks are exceptionally helpful for some students. Feel free, if you want, to do Audible. I believe they have a subscription for that, though. YouTube, pretty much all that stuff on YouTube is free. You can get audiobooks for free on YouTube. It lacks perhaps some of the niceties of having a dedicated way to do that on Audible, but it does mean that there doesn't have to be another expense or download. They all have YouTube. They all know how to use YouTube. And just Google Brave New World audiobook, and bam, it's going to come up. And there probably will be multiple searches, multiple hits. Okay. As parents, please make sure that I get your email added into the parent portal, get it into the Google Classroom. That way I have an extra way of contacting you. Especially as seniors, we have to make sure that they are up on things and that they are taking care of their business, so that there's no surprises come May. There's no shocks. There's no, oh my God, I had no ideas, anything of the sort as we end each semester. And then, of course, to May when they're starting to get to the graduation thing. You know, we want to make sure if they need a little nudge or a swift kick in the pants, whatever they need, that I can communicate to you that kind of information. And then you as parents can do the job that you need to do on your side of the equation. Okay. So thank you for your time. I always appreciate that. Reach out if you have questions. And thank you for your time. Have a good rest of your evening.